average farmer, but of course a farmer that is productive, whether on the large scale or small scale. Basically talk about the very, very important productive lessons, expert insights, and of course a lot of key takeaways that you can take to help you boost your agricultural venture. And today is another opportunity for you to keep it locked right here on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, because we are going to be giving you a show as always. All right, now talking about giving you a show as always, today right here on Agripreneur, we shall be discussing the procedures for obtaining NAIC insurance cover, documents required for registration. Yes, basically the processes that you have to go through to obtain an insurance cover with the Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation. And I will not be doing this alone, because every time we get to bring you experts that will give you an understanding of how you don't just waste your time and go to the farm, but you go to the farm and it's productive for you so that you can get profit from that. And today again, we have this man. I do not know, because somehow, you know what they say, that life begins at 40. But this man that I have here, they are not young, but they are quite agile, because every time they make out time to come here to be with us, they are very hardworking and they always make out time to be here with us. So I will not be wrong if I say they're gentlemen. Well, good morning, gentlemen, and thank you so much for joining us once again.
Good morning.
Yes, thank you so much. So talking about the gentlemen I have here with me, somehow if you look at us, you see that there is a slight change in our seating arrangement. It's because change is the only constant thing, and so now everyone is by my right hand. The right hand is associated with everything good. So by my right, I have with me Mr. Francis Ogweri. He is the manager of claims, and by my far right, it's Dr. Emmanuel Peter, manager on the writing. Thank you once again for joining us.
Thank you very much.
All right, now moving on to the business of the day, talking about procedures for obtaining NAIC insurance cover. First, what is an insurance cover as regards NAIC?
An insurance basically is an agreement or a contract whereby a farmer agrees in payment of a small amount of money called premium to secure the farm in the event of any natural hazard, like flood, fire, disaster, pest and diseases, and many other perils.
Okay.
That's a simple definition.
Simple definition. I like the fact that you said simple and short for the layman to understand what you're saying. All right, now let's talk about the fact that there are procedures in obtaining this NAIC insurance cover. What are some of the procedures?
First of all, we have our offices in all the 36 states of the Federation.
Okay.
And where our respective clients can equally access our services online.
All right.
You can log into our website. But basically, if you walk into any NAIC office, and you wish to have an insurance cover for your farm, we will give you what we call a proposal form. A proposal form is like a questionnaire whereby you will answer some relevant questions concerning the farm in question.
Okay.
Inside the proposal form, we'll be able to know your name, farm location, the type of crop planted, the hectares, and the size of farm in general, and a kind of KYC. Then after filling the proposal form, we will now arrange to come and look at the farm.
Okay.
Those information you gave us proposal form, we also compare it with what we are seeing on ground. Is the farm actually 10 hectares, as you said? Did you actually plant cassava, as you said? Do you actually rear birds, as you said? We now look at the farm. We call that pre-insurance inspection or survey. So at the time we look at the whole farm and find out that actually what you said is what you have it, and we on our own consider that the farm is insurable. Not all farms are actually insurable.
Actually.
But if the farms are really insurable, we will now go further. And what do we now do? We now make a quotation to you how much premium is expected of you to pay. And when the premium is paid, we issue you what is our certificate of provisional insurance cover. to show that actually, yes, the farm is now being covered, pending when we issue you policy document.
Okay.
And of course, when we issue that, we expect you to make a payment, and insurance, it takes off from there. Insurance starts from there. So that's basically the a nutshell, how to assess our.
Okay, so just before we go to your colleague, you made some mention of policy documents. You know, policy document. Most times it's more political. Like where someone is contesting for election, they'll say we want to see your policy document. So, as regards NAIC, what is this policy document?
Yeah, the policy document is that particular document evidencing this insurance contract with the corporation.
Okay.
The certificate of professional insurance cover is like a part of the certificate. It's like part of the document, but it's like, in a nutshell, a certificate, a summary of that policy. So the policy will now contain the policy terms and conditions and other, it embodies the whole document terms of the contract. It's just a document which you can now keep yourself. You can present as evidence of a contract with the corporation. So it contains the terms, everything that you need to know, the nitty-gritty, the schedule, everything will now be stated in the policy document.
Oh, wow. All right, thank you so much for that clarification. Now, coming back to the fact that we are also looking at some of the documents that are required for registration for you to be insured, or to have your farm, or some, because you said not all. Yes, this question is particularly for Dr. Emmanuel Peter. Can you tell us some of those documents that are required for this registration, for you to be able to get your journey started as a farmer when to insure your venture with the NAIC?
Okay, before I go into that, just to add on what he said.
All right, please.
What he explained is about a farmer coming to our office, or a farmer will go out to market. But there's another category. There are most of our businesses, or majority of our business, we get them through banks. Where agro loans are advanced to farmers. It is mandatory by our act that it must be insured by NAIC. So such loans also, there are procedures which they will undergo for them to get that insurance.
All right.
Although we know it is straightforward, but just to explain, because some bank officials do not have a clear understanding of our procedures. So most of the time when they are disbursing, our staff are drafted to come and explain some of these procedures to the loan beneficiaries. So for a bank loan, there is what is called bank remittance sheet, which contains details of the loanees and the type of project they want to embark on. Now, like we earlier said on this program, the rate differs depending on the type of project, whether it is crop, whether it's livestock, whether it's multiple peril cover, depending. So at that time, we educate the loanees on the appropriate type of cover they require. It's not fair to the farmers to just give them a blanket rate. Some rates are higher depending on the risk exposure. So once we do that sensitization, at that point, we collect the bank remittance sheet. There we give the farmer the proposal form to fill, which is, like he said, the application form, where the farmer fills the details. It's also a very important documentation because it spells out details of the project that we are insuring. In fact, the premium rate we are going to deduce is based on what the farmer fills on that proposal form. Now, after that, we need the list of the farmers. The list of the farmers. We categorize the farmers into different groups depending on the project they are embarking on. Like if we have 100 crop farmers, instead of giving individual farmers policy document, since in this case they are collecting loan from bank, they will be lien on the policy, meaning when there is loss, it will be paid to the bank to the extent of their liability. Because the loan the farmer collects from the bank, the essence of the insurance is such that when anything happens, that the farmer cannot pay back the loan, maybe as a result of disaster associated with his farming enterprise. The insurance company, instead of paying the money to the farmer, will pay to the bank account which the farmer is domiciled with the bank, so that the bank can recoup part of the loan from that insurance payment, and of course redisburse to the farmer so that the farmer can go back to business. So you see, there we work hand in hand with the banks to also protect the investment of the bank, to ensure continuous disbursement
Of funds.
of funds. So there's a debit note. The debit note is like a demand for payment sheet. It's like an invoice,
Okay.
which will write to the bank that based on so number of crop farmers, so number of livestock farmers, this is the loan amount. The loan amount is not the value at risk. It is the sum insured. So based on so number and this loan amount, this is, and based on this rate, this is how much you are supposed to pay. That is, we're asking the bank to pay.
Okay.
Of course, because these farmers, like I said, they are in multiple. It's not individual now. So sometimes it is not easy for us to visit all the farms.
Okay.
But if they are in groups, in a cluster in one place, of course we can do like random inspection
No.
where we visit farms,
Yeah.
we see. It also helps the bank to know their customers. Again, it may interest you to know that some of these farmers do not, they collect this money but do not actually go into the farming enterprise, because of course some of them are not farmers per se. Some may be
Okay.
civil servants, but
Oh,
you know,
okay. Just doing farming. on
just
the
doing
side.
farming, because agric is the only business that anybody is allowed to,
Of course.
or take as extra business. So they collect the loan
As
some
a
of-
civil servant.
as a civil servant. They may not have the farm, or they may not have farm equivalent to the quantity of loan they are demanding for.
Oh,
So when we make this visit to ask for the farm, some of them will be plain to us. They say, oh, this loan, we actually collected the money, but we are not going to farming. We may eventually use the money to buy grains to store.
Okay.
So you see, in that case, it is unfair to charge the farmer the rate for production. You only charge him maybe the rate for storage risk, transit risk.
Since it's not going to produce.
Yes, and the
just
risk
storing
is
to
minimal.
resell.
Exactly, and the risk is minimal. So some of these things, the inspection help us to acquaint ourselves with the actual farming enterprise. And some of the farmers are happy when we tell them that, oh, the premium you are supposed to pay is not up to this. You're actually supposed to pay up to only this amount. They pay based on what we saw on ground. But for those that are maybe cooperative groups that are into farming, we go there, we see, we offer advice.
Okay.
Okay, this is the way you are doing it. What yield have you been harvesting? So okay, why not do it this way? Why not apply fertilizer when you are not applying fertilizer? Why not weed it 2 or 3 times more? You know, why not plant early so that you will not be caught up with either flood or shortfall of rainfall? You know, all these things. Use improved seed varieties and the rest. Back to your question, the documentation.
Yes.
The documentation varies depending on the type or class of insurance business.
Okay.
For crop business, for example, the proposal form, in fact, the proposal form is universal for all insurance businesses,
Okay.
because it is like an application form to show interest that you want to do insurance. So that one is for all classes of insurance. Again, the debit note, which is like an invoice, like I said, is for all classes of insurance. The certificate of provisional insurance cover is for insurance businesses.
Okay.
But we don't do for general insurance, except in motor, where we have motor certificate, or marine, where we have marine certificates.
Okay.
So, like you said, the certificate of provisional insurance is provisional, it's temporary,
Okay.
maybe for 30 days, while we do our investigation on whether to accept the business or whether not to accept. And if it's acceptable, then we now issue the policy, which is the permanent document containing the terms and conditions and evidencing that there's a contract of insurance between either the individual, the group, with NAIC. So that is very important. And again, when we collect your money, we give you receipt.
Okay.
There's receipt of payment. It is also an important document, because it is what will show that you have paid for the premium, you have paid for the insurance. Are you following?
I'm listening.
So these are some of the documents. Again, when bank is involved, the bank remittance sheet contains the list of agric loan beneficiaries.
Okay.
Is an important document.
I must say that it's a whole process, and I'm tempted to ask that how long does this typically take to process the NAIC insurance registration?
It doesn't take much time.
Okay.
From the day you come to make the inquiry, we'll give you a proposal form. The next day we can go to the farm. And then if we are satisfied with the farm arrangement, with the management, and the farm is insurable, the next day we'll give you a cover. It doesn't waste time. Within 2-3 days, the cover is granted to you. So it's not a Herculean, it's a very simple process, you know.
And again, once you have the certificate of insurance, even before the policy is issued to you, you are covered. You are covered temporarily. If anything happened during that period, you are covered.
Okay, like once you have the certificate, even though you are not
issued the policy, original policy.
Oh,
the certificate is an insurance,
it's like
an evidence of insurance.
temporary
provisional.
cover.
Yeah,
It's a temporary cover.
Wow.
Yeah.
I must say that NAIC is doing so much to take every farmer along, because so much of work goes into the farming venture, and it's something that people should be able to get profit for it, whether it's on the small scale or large scale. And the most important thing is for farmers to have accurate information, the right information. This thing is here, but not every farmer has knowledge about it, and I believe that is why NAIC is trying to, you know, step in the way and bridge that gap of information, of communication. Thank you so much. Now I will bring you back to NAIC insurance cover. I know that we've spoken about this cover times and times again, but could you just run us through some of these covers that we have? I know we have the premium and all of that, but if you could tell us about the types of covers just briefly for some of the farmers that may not have an idea, so that they know that before the procedures of obtaining the cover, this is what is available. Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, in NAIC, you know, our basic mandate is agricultural insurance, but we're also going to general business insurance, or what we call conventional insurance. So basically, first of all, let's start from agric, which is our core mandate.
Okay.
We have crop farm. We can issue you policy based on a crop farm, that's the production of farm, from maybe planting, germination of seed to physiological maturity.
Okay.
We have poultry insurance policy too. That one is for livestock. We have inside the poultry, we have layers, we have broilers, and we have what we call noilers now. Layers are 1 year cover, broilers are 10 weeks, and then of course we have other livestock such as cattle, we have snairy, we have fishery. Fishery cover is for 6 months. Cattle is for 1 year. For breeding is 6 months for breeding, but for fattening is 6 months. For breeding is 1 year.
Okay.
And then we have other. We have what is called a beekeeping insurance. A kind of also apiary. We call it apiary insurance. Okay. It's also a kind of livestock.
So if the farmers that actually keep bees,
yes,
they also have provision for them.
Yes, there's insurance for that.
Wow.
Then we also have what we call multi-peril cover, which is like after harvesting of product, another insurance takes over. Because the other insurance, the crop policy is from germination to maturity, and once it is matured and it still remains in the farm, the insurance have elapsed. So we expect the farmer to also take post-harvest insurance that take care of post-harvest losses. We call that one multi-perils insurance. That one takes care of anything that happens to that farm from that place to the warehouse, to the house, and to the market. You know, such insurance is there too. And then apart from that, we also have other insurances, because the farmer himself might have a house in that farm, so we can provide fire insurance for the farmhouses, and we also provide general GPA. We call it GPA cover.
Okay.
You know.
Sorry, what's GPA?
Group personal accident.
Group personal accident for the workers.
Okay. Okay. In case something happens to the farmers' workers.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And then we also have goods in transit insurance as a one-on insurance cover.
Okay.
We have burglary insurance. We have money insurance. We have fidelity guarantee. We also have bond. We have marine. We have motor insurance. Any other general insurance which you can obtain anywhere, we also do it in NAIC except life insurance. So we do basically any other insurance.
But if all of these things that you offer, I think somehow you can guarantee peace. So peace is like close to long life.
Yes,
because
yes.
if someone knows that their farm is in good condition,
Yeah.
even what they are storing, their investment is in good condition, I think it will have a way of expanding their lifespan.
Exactly.
As
You're
much
right.
as
You're
NAIC
right.
is not God, but at
Yeah,
least
you're right.
somehow NAIC is trying to see how you can go about your farming process
With
and
peace.
yes,
With
I just
peace.
go to sleep.
Yes. So,
Okay.
that's it. So basically, we do every other insurance that you can have as outside there, apart from our basic agricultural insurance. That's
well,
the bottom line.
It's actually a lot. So every day I get to know that it's not just agricultural insurance, which is the basic package,
yeah.
but you also have other chances
Yes.
for people to take advantage of whatever form of insurance it is that other conventional insurance outlets do.
Yes.
NAIC is also offering that as well. So I'm glad that you are trying to take on, try to correct some of the misconceptions. I was really coming to the misconceptions because sometimes rumors have a way of taking away the real message. So in the course of trying to cater to the needs of farmers as regards insuring their ventures, what are some of those misconceptions that you've come across, you hear people talk about, that you think you can use this platform to clarify?
Smash.
Okay, let me say, some farmers used to ask us, even the educated farmers, if I pay premium and after the period of cover there's no loss, what happens to my money? Can I get it back? Or is it that if I want to insure the next year, I can still rely on that money?
Okay.
These are some, it's like, this gives the impression that insurance companies are fraud. They just collect our money, but what are we getting in return anyway? So it's just to answer that, I always say insurance companies are custodians of people's money. Insurance money are pooled. It's like pooling of resources, such that in the pool of homogeneous risk, it may be that among 1,000 people that do insurance, they contribute one naira. That's 1,000 naira.
Okay.
And again, that 1 naira they contribute, let covers them for a risk of 1,000. So it means the money contributed by 1,000 people, if one person suffered total loss, it wiped away the whole pool.
Okay.
So these monies are kept in the pool to settle the unfortunate one that suffers the loss. So the fact that an individual pays money this year and he did not suffer any loss does not mean that the insurance company just pocketed the money. They might have used the money to settle other claimants. And again, what comes around goes around.
But it doesn't mean that it is not there.
It is
Once
not there.
something happens to them, it can still.
Yes.
Oh,
So you
okay.
can be insuring for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. In the 6th year you suffer the loss, you'll be paid. And the money you'll be paid may be more than what you have gathered over the past 4, 5, 6 years.
Okay.
So that is how it works, because the premium rate is just a fraction of the sum insured. Like we say for crop 2%, for livestock 2.5%. It means for an investment of 100 naira, you're only expected to pay 2 naira.
Government has sorted the rest.
Exactly. So whether you pay that 2 naira and nothing happened to you, your friends somewhere that have paid 2 naira somewhere suffered a loss of 50 naira and it's paid with your money. That is how I used to answer those questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, some of the things that people always think about insurance that insurance doesn't pay, that's erroneous. Because if the problem we normally have is that the farmer or the average person, there are certain things they will ask the person to bring, which the person will always not bring.
Okay.
I want to assure every farmer here that we NAIC, we don't joke with our farmers. It's just the people who always have this experience of all this vehicle insurance certificate they get from VIO. If anything happens, say no, insurance doesn't pay. It doesn't work like that in NAIC. Even if you even have a third-party insurance cover with us in NAIC, and you have it's just come to us and we just go and on the spot investigation. Like I always say in claims, is timely reporting, because some of those farmers may not report. They will be afraid. If I report now, who knows? They will start telling me stories. why didn't you report? It is after many months you now start reporting. What can we do at that point? So those fears they have shouldn't be a worry to them, because in NAIC we always come to their aid immediately. They have a loss, so NAIC is always come to them as a succor. So we are in NAIC. We don't joke with our farmers, our clients.
I like the way you always say the bragging rights. NAIC does not joke with its farmers. So if you're a farmer and you are listening to us this morning and you are yet to come talk with NAIC on how you can insure your farm, then I don't know what you're waiting for. And know that it's not just about your agric business. Other general insurance covers are available, so come and explore it basically and see how you can go to bed with your two eyes closed. So far in our conversation, our time is really fast spent, but I'm going to give you some time, a bit of seconds, to just tell us what probably we've left out in the course of this discussion, Dr. Emmanuel Peter.
Okay, this is an ongoing discussion, and
yes,
we believe we have been able to inform our farmers on the things we do in NAIC. We are always available. Our websites are there, our offices in all the 36 states where we can be visited. And we call on our farmers to make sure, try us, with their insurance services. We will deliver, we will not disappoint them. And for those people that are getting loans from the bank to do agri-businesses, the best place to do and the ideal place to come to is NAIC. So rather than going to other insurance companies, it's better to approach NAIC, which is a dependable partner in times of loss.
Dependable partner in time of loss. Well, let's hear you with your final thoughts.
Yeah, just like my colleague have said, we in NAIC, our slogan is that we are going to plus you back to prosperity, and we mean it. It has been our watchword to make sure that the farmers get back to his feet, to his business, and smile again. So you shouldn't have any doubt about NAIC. Just come to NAIC and ensure your farm and have rest of mind. We are buying peace of mind, and assure you can sleep.
Peace of mind for sale.
Yes.
at a little cost.
At
Just
a little cost.
just
And
2%.
In addition to our normal crop policy, which we issue for farmers on indemnity basis, NAIC also have developed a yield-based insurance product, which works with the average yield of a particular area, where the farmers pays premium, and at inception, the average yield of a particular area is agreed, and a guaranteed yield is set up. If for any reason, as a result of any disaster, a farmer does not meet up that guaranteed level, insurance company, which is NAIC in this case, will pay compensation to the farmers equivalent to the yield loss. So that is a step up on the normal indemnity, which is based on the input cost, and it will only indemnify the farmer based on the input that he has expended per time. But this one is based on yield. Maybe at harvest you did not achieve your yield, so it is more enticing for farmers now, so that they know if they have the expectation of certain yield and they have done all they're supposed to do, but that yield is not met up, insurance and NAIC will also pay for the shortfall of yield experienced by the farmer.
Wow.
Okay, that too is what we call parametric insurance. We also have another aspect of which we call weather index. There could be excessive temperature, excessive heat, or excessive rain. So you can equally take that part of insurance too. If there's an excessive rain and their plants could not grow because of the rain, there should be a payout for it. It's also parametric insurance, just like the area yield. So this one too is weather index. And there's other parametric insurances too that we have just developed to suit the farmers.
I think every day NAIC comes up with policies to just make sure that the farmers smile every time. Because I remember there was a time where there was a little or no rain, and some farmers incurred a lot of losses. And some of them were just crying like, oh, if we had known. But I'm sure that they did not have an idea about insurance at all. Some of them did not. Well, or maybe sometimes you see people feel like you need a lot of money to be able to have insurance cover. But now I'm hoping that with some of these sessions that we've had with representatives from the Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation, it's clear that you don't need to have it all. You don't need to break the bank for you to have that insurance cover to insure your farm. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Ogweri and Dr. Emmanuel Peter, for joining us here today again to talk to the farmers on how they can insure their farm, insure their ventures, and rest assured tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
All right, dear listener, there you have it. Remember that delay is dangerous. Insure your farm today. Don't gamble with your livelihood, because this can have a very devastating impact on you. So what are you waiting for? Reach out to NAIC now and ensure that you get expert advice and you get to choose your tailored insurance cover so that you can enjoy peace of mind, because delay is dangerous. Don't wait till it's too late. Insure your farm today and be rest assured tomorrow. I am Cassandra. You know, keep listening to Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, your radio experience that you can always count on. I'll leave you with this one put together by Two Face and Blackface. Best of the best.